Simone
Cesati, the fearless pilot and runner-up in the powerboat P1 World Championship 2006, seems to have further developed his brilliant skills as a designer. What do you think of this Albatro 32? It is one of the many models produced by International Albatro, who also build a 45 and 50-footer, and after its long experience in racing and building 7 to 13 metre long boats, now has plans to build a 70-foot maxi rib. In recent years, the maxi rib has made more of an important name for itself in the market, becoming a bit of a fashion item. But we shouldn't forget some of the more important technical reasons for liking it, like stability and the fact that it doesn't sink. The Albatro 32 is available with stern drive or outboard in an open or cabin version. We are at the very north of Lake Como, in an area which is called Pian de España, where the Adda tributary flows into the lake, which flows out further down the lake just past Lecco. On this model, the cabin deck is raised to give height to the cabin down below, but in the open version there is a semicircular sofa that means you can use this area as both living and as a sun deck. The symmetric stern is very elegant, and the two-sided corridors make moving around very easy. This chaise lounge, reminiscent of Le Corbusier, is particularly nice. With all the experience gained from his competitions, the helm couldn't be anything but perfect. All the control levers are in the right position. The seat tilts and the steering wheel, which is very large, can be adjusted height-wise and reminds me a little of Citroen's DS steering wheel from the 60s. It works really well though. There's a cabin inside that you could say wasn't necessary, but it gives you the possibility of using the boat like a yacht. Why not have fun and freedom of a cruise, moving around to different places every day, discovering new shores and sleeping on board? The kitchen comes complete with a glass ceramic plate, and the sofa has a microfiber lining. It's a two-berther with a separate bathroom that has a toilet, sink and a shower. The floor is covered with teak. The upper lake is often windswept, so it's a paradise for surfers, sailors and kite surfers. For me, driving a boat by Simone Cesati is quite special, because he was the one that modified my racing boat and allowed me to go on and win the World Championship Powerboat P1 in 2005. At the beginning of the season, my boat was as slow as a snail, but by the end of the season, it was the fastest boat in its class. Here, experience, technology and ability are all made available, not for the drivers, but for all boaters to sail, well in calm or choppy waters at either cruising or full speed. Right now, we're in the middle of this outing. This is Dervio, the windiest part of the lake, and this is the place to come if you want to sail. There are 3 sailing clubs here, but we like the speed of the motorboat, don't we? The motors are small, just 220 horsepower, but this is an added bonus, because just a little power makes the boat sail well, and it means the structure is right and has very light build. In the nautical business, lightness means technology. Strength can be obtained by thickening layers of fiberglass, but this means increasing weight. So, like in this case, it's better to use fibers and advanced processing methods such as vacuum modelling, so it's more compact and solid and minimises the amount of resin used, which is the heaviest and weakest element of the structure. Albatro modelled its 90-knot racing boats like this and now has pleasure boats. The lake is about 27.5 miles long and is divided into 2 branches, with Lecco on one side and Como on the other. At full throttle, this Albatro 32 takes less than 40 minutes to go from the top to the bottom. The boat can go more than 40 knots an hour, but this is the slowest version with two 220 horsepower engines. Remember though that the model can fit two inboard Mercruzier 430 horsepower engines. It is so great to enjoy the lake. No traffic or parking problems, or cameras. To drive fast with the trim adjustments makes it easy to find the right balance. The bow is sharp and doesn't shy away from the waves and stays precisely on course. Well, we have arrived at our destination for today, where the lake splits into two branches, in one of the most beautiful places in Italy, Bellagio. Our test ends here, but the Albatro 32 doesn't. It would be silly to restrict this boat to lake waters. It's a boat that can go on the high seas, ready to discover far horizons and beautiful sheltered coves.
Non è un sogno irraggiungibile perché a seconda delle versioni e delle motorizzazioni il suo prezzo parte.
And this boat isn't an impossible dream, because depending on the engines chosen, the same price as a small studio apartment in a not too popular resort. But this is much more fun.